Hi everyone. I just wanted to do a tutorial here showing you the new feature we have in our app, which is the new pricing rule feature to basically give you an idea of what it does. You can create rules now for pricing, for making adjustments of the items you add to the site. So you don't need to change them or adjust them on every update or upload that you do to the from the app to your store. So when you go to add an item to your store, you can always make the adjustments here to collection. You can change prices here, up or down. You can mark up the price by a fixed amount or a percentage amount, and then you just put the amount here. You can always do that here when you're adding items to your store. But now we have this feature, which allows you to do a rule that you can set, where all you have to do is just select that rule and then just click on Add to Shopify. So to give you an example, you can just click on Add New Rule. You can create the rule here. For example, here I have 10% markup. And then change price. I want to mark up the price, and I want to do it by percentage. And here, again, here you can either mark up by fixed amount or by percentage. And then under the collections, you can select a specific collection that you want this rule to apply to. For example, for clothing, you want to mark up everything by 50%, but jewelry, you want to mark up everything 70%. You can now set a rule and just use that rule every time you add an item. In this case, I'm going to do a 10% markup, a percentage, 10%. Now I want to apply to all the collections. You can just select that here. The one additional thing we have here also is the price rounding. You can do no rounding. It just basically marks up 10% and just puts the retail price, whatever the number comes out to. You can round it to the nearest zero. So if it marks up 10% and if it's $12.98, for example, it'll mark up to $13. So the ending numbers will be zero, or you can round it to the nearest 99. So here I'm just going to leave it at default and then click save. So the name of the rule is 10% markup. I'm going to mark up prices by percentage. I'm going to apply it to all collections, and then the amount is going to be 10, which is the 10%. So always keep in mind, every time you do a change in the price, the price reflects off the cost of the item. So if the cost of the item is $20 and you mark up something by 50%, the default selling price will change to $30. So whatever change you make here, it goes off the effect of the default cost of the item. So let's save that. And if we go to all inventories, so here, just as a reminder, everything is the default setting is double whatever the cost of the item is. So your cost is $18.25. The default selling price is $36.50. If I want to now use that rule on this item, what it's going to do is it's going to mark up 10% of the $18.25. So the price of the item basically should be around $20.07. So we're going to click on Add to Shopify. So again, instead of doing it one by one here for every item, we can select a rule. Now the rule is here, the one that we saved. So it gives you all the collections that it's going to apply to. You can remove it here if you want, if you don't want to apply to a certain rule. You can remove it here. To a certain collection, you can remove it here still after. But so we have the rule that we set up, 10% markup, and now we're just gonna click Add to Shopify. So that item will add to Shopify to your store with a 10% markup based on the cost of the item. So if we go to products, that's the new item we added. So it marked up the item by 10%, and that's the default price. Again, you can you don't have to do items one by one. Once you create a rule, you can select multiple items, and you can click on Add to Shopify, and you can select that same rule, and it'll apply to all of the items that you've selected. Briefly going over again, you can click Set Pricing Rule, Add New Rule, and then you just create your rule here. Again, just quickly, we can, for example, if we want to mark up everything by 50% markup, as another example, 50% up by percentage. The fixed amount is by dollar amount. So let's say we'll do another example. We want to mark up everything by 20. We'll name it markup dollar. So change price up, fix. I want to apply it to, in this case, let's just say just the apparel category. I want to mark up by $20. Everything fixed, price $20, markup. And then let's round it to the nearest 99 cents. So click on Save. Go back to your inventory. So keep in mind this is 25.25, so it's going to add the $20 and then round it to the nearest 99 cents. So add to Shopify. Our rule we want to use is the 20 markup dollar, and then just click on Add to Shopify. So the item is added. Go to Products. So there you go. So it marked up by $20, rounding it to the nearest 99 cents. So this is a really great tool to have. Saves you a lot of time for managing the products, marking up products. It's really great if you want to, have prices, different rules set for different categories. Very excited to have this new feature. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We have support by email, live chat, and phone as well. Thank you very much.